Hi everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a pictorial representation of a circuit in Tinkercad for your house project. If you recall from handout 13.1, a little ways down here you all made a circuit involving a photoresistor here connected to pin A0 on the Arduino, and you used this to make the street light and the night light. So we're going to model this circuit. To do this, I'm going to open a new window and I'm just going to type in Tinkercad.com. Now, if you don't already have a login for this, you'll need to create one, but I already have one. Over here on the left, you'll see that I can do different things with Tinkercad. I'm not doing any 3D design, I'm doing circuits. So I'm going to click the circuits, and I'm going to create a new circuit. Okay, so I'm ready to start drawing. Right away, you'll notice there's a search bar here. I'm in the basic components menu, which it should default to that. It has Arduino built right in. So if I type in Arduino, this is what pops up. But if you scroll down just a little bit, what you'll also notice is here's an Arduino with a breadboard already there. There's a little bit of a delay, but it's there. So I'm going to click on the screen. I'm going to use my mouse wheel to zoom in or out. And there I have my Arduino along with my breadboard, and I'm ready to start drawing this circuit. So I'm going to need a photoresistor. So same thing, I'm going to type in photoresistor, and there it is right there. So I'll click and drag this in. Doesn't really matter where I put it, but that looks good. I could name it if I want. I don't need to. Please remember, on the breadboard, these rows are all linked, and what you'll notice is Tinkercad kind of highlights them. I'll zoom in green. You can see it highlights them in green so you know what's connected, and similarly the negative bus is all connected, so is the positive. Alright, so in 13.1, the way we coded this was we had 5 volts going to one side of that photoresistor. So I'm just going to go click on that red square. It makes a node when you click over one of the pins. I'm going to click release, and then I'm going to click right here. And now I have connection from plus 5 volts from the Arduino because it is connected there. I've got plus 5 volts, pardon me, plus 5 volts connected to one side of the photoresistor. The other side of the photoresistor needs to go to a 10 kilo ohm resistor. So let's type in resistor. So let's put that there, rotate it so that it's horizontal. And I'm going to change the resistance to 10 kilo ohms. That's good. And then that same node is also connected to A0. So I'm going to have to do some clever zooming here. And I'm going to go from here to A0 on the Arduino. And I'm going to keep all the wire color for this input green. I think that's relatively easy to see, easy to keep track of. So now I'll just go from other side of this resistor. Let's go up to ground. Okay, so that circuit should be good. I've got plus 5 volts going to one side of the photoresistor, other side of the photoresistor going to the 10K resistor, which then goes to ground. That same node also goes to A0 because A0 is going to measure a difference. Okay, next we have the LED. So let's type in LED. There's a simple LED for us, and I'll put it on this side of the breadboard. Color, let's change it to blue. Alright, now if you notice, and if you remember, LEDs are polar, and I can see the flat end here, and because this is bent, that's to indicate that this side is longer, so I know that's the positive side. So I'm going to connect that to digital pin 2. And let's change the wire color. Let's make this blue since it's a blue LED. Alright, and that needs to get connected to a resistor. And the resistors that we were using were 220 ohms. So I'll type in 220 and I'll change the units instead of kilo ohms to ohms. And D2 through the resistor, through the LED, through the resistor, and now let's go down to ground, change that to blue. And I have my whole circuit drawn, pictorial, in this Tinkercad program, which is pretty cool. One other feature that this gives you, which I would encourage you to use, is you can actually simulate the code that you're going to use. So right now this is showing in block view, but are you sure to want to close the blocks? Sure. Okay, here's the code. So you can write your code. Now this is just code that they give you, and that's actually just writing to pin 13. Which we don't even have. We're not using that. So anyway, you could get rid of this. You could put in your own code that you're going to use for your circuit and actually simulate it here, which is pretty neat, before you actually get going. But that's it for this tutorial. I hope you find this helpful. Be sure to check out Maggie's video, which shows you how to make the electrical schematic. Thanks.